One thing before we get started is I would make sure whether you are contracting someone to do it or you are the drone pilot yourself, make sure you're licensed, you know the airspace, you understand exactly what you're doing. Because any sort of inspection type work is much more likely to have requirements and restrictions beforehand, like they will want documents proving that you're insured, that you're legally allowed to fly there. They'll request your FAA certificate number if you're a remote pilot. That's just an industry standard, and it's something that you want to get used to doing. So if you aren't already licensed, I would certainly do that before you start any of this type of work. And then the second part is get approval and notify everyone. I can't stress this enough because people who contract you to do work will not always check with everyone and notify everyone unless you are explicitly clear. So I would get used to either doing it yourself or making sure that you have all the permissions you need. This could go from anything to just permission to be on site to notifying local authorities that you're going to be there. I mean, if you're in a populated area, say New York City, where I've done a few jobs, it will attract a lot of attention. Even if you're wearing personal protective equipment, which you should get if you don't have it, like the high-vis vest, hard hat, you've got steel-toed boots and everything, you've got red tape set up, you've got cones, people will still come right up to you and start talking to you all the time. And if it's someone of authority, they can question you and say, what are you doing here? Are you allowed to be here? Do you have the permissions? Just make sure beforehand that everyone knows you're going to be there and they're okay with it. Even if you have to notify the local police, it's not a bad idea, letting them know that you're going to be there and you are fully authorized to do it. You can provide all the proof you want, just because people will call in sometimes because they're freaked out, they don't know what it is, especially if you're not able to talk to them immediately when they come up and see that you're flying a drone. It's also not a great idea to talk to people too much when you're flying. So if you have someone with you, like a spotter, that's a great thing to have just so they can handle all of that.